أهلا وسهلا. Welcome back to Learn Arabic. كيف حالكم؟ أرجو أن تكونوا بخير. مرحبا بكم في درس جديد. In this lesson we are going to discuss a couple of notes regarding Tanween Al-Fath. But since the purpose of this lesson cannot be achieved without prior knowledge of Tanween, let's begin by a quick recapitulation. We previously mentioned that Tanween consists on adding a second movement mark, a fatha, a kasra, or a dhamma to a similar short vowel to indicate indefiniteness. The action of doubling the short vowels will generate an N sound, thus becoming Tanween, which literally means adding an N sound. We also shed the light on the fact that this N sound, or Noon sound, whatever you want to call it, is pronounced but not written. This particular detail cannot be overstated, so one more time, this N is unseen but present in terms of pronunciation, and it is added to the end of words to indicate that they are indefinite nouns. Pronunciation-wise, if a letter is in conjunction with Tanween, it will sound as if we are pronouncing a single vowel fatha, kasra, or dhamma, and following it with an N sound. For instance, babin is a door, and filun is an elephant. Can you hear the N sound? Babin, filun. Then, as a follow-up to this part, we discussed the three types of Tanween that are created by doubling our three short vowels. This is how double fatha, double kasra, and double dhamma look like. These three double vowels are also known as Tanween Al-Fath, Tanween Al-Kasr, and Tanween Al-Dhamm. If we look at Tanween Al-Fath, we will note that it is marked with a double fatha and an additional alif. These two are the heart of today's lesson. Whereas Tanween al-Kasr and Tanween al-Dhamm are only marked with their corresponding double vowels, i.e. double kasra and double dhamma. Last but not least, we highlighted the fact that Tanween only comes at the end of words. For more information about Tanween, please go back to our previous lesson. The link is on the screen as well as in the description box. Time has come for today's lesson. We are going to cover a lot of ground today, but we will keep things as simple as possible by giving you rules of thumb while postponing going into detail about these rules to the right time. So, let's dive in. We previously mentioned that Tanween always comes with the last letter of the word. We also said that Tanween Al-Fath is marked with a double fatha and an additional alif at the end of the word. What we would like to highlight is that the double fatha is always written on top of the letter that precedes alif. Let's take a look at the same word, كتابا, written in two different ways. As you can see, the correct option has a double fatha written on top of the letter ba. So, whenever you write a word with Tanween Al-Fath, make sure that the double fatha is on top of the letter preceding the alif. It's crucial. Let's now move on to our second note. This second note is all about Tanween Al-Fath that comes with the letter lam. We are all familiar with this expression, أهلا وسهلا. You've heard me saying it time and time again, and it might go without saying that this particular shape is the combination of the two letters, lam and alif. We have already seen this in our series Joining Arabic Letters Easily, but for some of you it's not that obvious. That's why we have decided to highlight it. You will never see this expression written this way. This is not the right way to spell Tanween Al-Fath with the letter lam. In fact, there is no need to add an additional alif since alif is already included in the syllable written in green. In point of fact, when alif follows the letter lam, it takes a distinctive shape, somewhat slanted and connected to the letter lam at the base. As you can see here, the alliance is not done in accordance with the general rule. It takes another shape. So, one more time, for the expression أهلا وسهلا, there is no need to add another alif because this shape is nothing but the combination of the letter lam and alif. As another examples, we have منزلا and جبلا. Let's now move on to our final note, which is all about the alif that comes with Tanween Al-Fath. Tanween Al-Fath always comes with an alif. That's a general rule, but there is 3 exceptions to this rule. Let's begin with the first one. There will be no alif with Tanween Al-Fath if the last letter of the word is a ta marbuta. If you don't know what ta marbuta is, ta marbuta is a variant of the letter ta that only comes at the end of nouns, and it takes 2 shapes. If the preceding letter is a naughty letter, it will look like this, زهرة. But if the preceding letter is not a naughty letter, it will look like so, دراجة. As you can see, there is no alif at the end of these words, and that will always be the case whenever the last letter is a ta marbuta. Moving on to the second exception, there will be no alif in Tanween Al-Fath if the last letter of the word is a hamza preceded by an alif, like the words سماء, هواء. As you can see, in both of these words the letter hamza is preceded by an alif. That's why we didn't add another one right after it. In order to gain a better understanding of the situation, let's do a side-by-side comparison between these words and another couple following the general rule. As you can see, for the words on the right side, the letter Hamza is preceded by an alif. That's why we didn't add another one right after it. Whereas the words on the left side, جزءًا, ضوءًا, are following the general rule because there is no alif preceding the Hamza. I hope you've got it. It's easy, trust me. All you have to do is to spot the alif and to keep an eye on it. Last but not least, time has come for our final exception. There will be no alif in Tanween Al-Fath if the last letter is a Hamza written on top of an alif, i.e. using alif as a chair. As you can see, the spelling of the words on the right side, مبدأً, ملجأً, is the correct one. Since the letter Hamza is comfortably sitting on top of the alif, she will no longer ask for another one. So, whenever Hamza is using alif as a chair, there will be no alif in Tanween Al-Fath. So, as a summation we would say, there will be no alif in Tanween Al-Fath if the last letter is a ta marbuta, or if the last letter is a Hamza preceded by an alif, or if the last letter is a Hamza written on top of an alif. That's about it. We have finished all our notes regarding Tanween Al-Fath, and time has come for your assignment. In the first exercise, you will have to complete the words with the right option to match the sound of each word. The options are from right to left: run, rin, run, and the words are safarin, matarun, basharun. One more time: safarin, matarun, basharun. For the second exercise, you will have to circle the right alternative. Obviously, the pronunciation of each couple is going to be the same, since we are only looking for the right spelling. So, the words are from 1 to 4. حذاء, مدرسة, سلحفاة, نبأ. One more time: حذاء, مدرسة, سلحفاة, نبأ. We will solve these exercises next week along with our new lesson. I hope you will have an awesome week ahead and see you in our next lesson. شكرا على حسن استماعكم وإلى اللقاء.